Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We had previously provided notification to you that both the Moscow Police Department and the Idaho State Police, two of the law enforcement agencies involved in the investigation of the crimes at 1122 King Road, had for the first time released documents from their investigatory files never before seen by the public, and they are available for you to review for free. One narrative that was prepared by a detective with the Idaho State Police. This is a follow-up on what's described as a lead that had been received in the case. The narrative is entitled Redacted Tip Contact. And if you go to the summary narrative, you will see that on December 1st, 2022, Idaho State Police Detective Lieutenant Robert Boone and Detective Tyler Barrett contacted. Three names here, redacted, regarding a lead pertaining the Moscow Police unaliving investigation. And under the section entitled Witness 1, although the name is completely redacted here, we're going to find out that it's a male because he's referred to as he during this narrative. So it states here under the narrative on December 1st, 2022 at approximately 11:25 a.m. that Idaho State Police Detective Lieutenant Robert Boone and Detective Tyler Barrett contacted this individual regarding a lead pertaining the Moscow Police Department unaliving investigation. Under the witness section, the man's name is completely redacted, but he is described as a white male, 39 years of age, and who is a resident. Under the narrative section, Paragraph 1, on December 1st, 2022 at approximately 11:25 a.m., Idaho State Police Detectives Boone and Barrett contacted this individual regarding a lead provided in a Moscow police unaliving investigation. The contact was made at the residence of this individual at blank in Moscow, Idaho. So we're learning here that he's a resident of Moscow, which is where the crimes happened. Paragraph 2, upon arrival at the residence, he came to the door. Detective Barrett advised him that we were detectives with the Idaho State Police conducting follow-up contacts with persons in the Moscow area pertaining to an unaliving investigation. This individual was advised that the lead had stemmed from his recent online order. He advised us of the following. Paragraph A, he was aware of the unaliving investigation and had been following the information that has been released to the news. B, he had heard on the news that the weapon in question was possibly a K-bar and that he was aware that no suspect had been arrested. He decided to blank purchase this item as a home and self-defense weapon, but had not yet received his order. Paragraph 3, Detective Barrett asked this individual if he had any connections with the university or the Greek system at the university. He advised that he and his wife had moved, purchased the residence in June of 2022, and they had purchased the residence from a person who was a financial supporter of the sorority system. Paragraph 4, no further questions were asked, and Detective Barrett and I left the residence. If I could interject a few points here, ladies and gentlemen, complete speculation, my comments, my opinion. We can deduce here by looking at this report that this interview was not taped, because other narratives that we have seen when law enforcement have spoken with witnesses, persons of interest, suspects, if they have recorded the interview, it will be referenced. Sometimes there'll be a section entitled Evidence, where the CD or the recording will be referenced, and also in the report. Many times, the law enforcement official will confirm that the interview was recorded. So it appears here that this interview was likely not recorded of this tip, that 2 law enforcement representatives, 2 detectives, took the time to go and interview. Notably, in paragraph 3, Detective Barrett asked this individual if he had any connections with the university or Greek system at the university. Now, one would speculate that this is relevant to this investigation of a lead, because why would these questions be asked if it was not relevant, which seems to suggest that at least at this time, at least for these 2 detectives, there was some thought that potentially there could be some connection through the university or the Greek system of what had occurred at 1122 King Road, because why would they ask these questions if it wasn't relevant? Third, if one looks back at the information that the Moscow Police Department released in the days and weeks following the tragic events at 1122 King Road, in the form of either the many press releases they disseminated or interviews given or press conferences given, at no time was it ever disclosed that law enforcement felt that a K-bar might have anything to do with what happened at 1122 King Road. Here's a press release that was issued on December 1st, 2022, the same day that this interview happened. There is nothing here suggesting or coming out and saying that a K-bar was considered as having something to do with these crimes. In my opinion, I give again here under the First Amendment, it's a little odd that having learned supposedly that a K-bar might have been used in the commission of these crimes, to then turn around and want to order a K-bar for self-defense. I give these opinions completely, as I say, just speculating, looking at the documents, looking at what has been released in the court case. Complete speculation on my part.